Let's talk about those brief moments when you would be walking across a car park late at night and you become aware of how different it feels. During the day, car parks are places we move through without thinking. You park, grab what you need, head inside. They're not destinations, they're just the part in between. But occasionally, usually when a place is about to close or maybe long after everyone else has gone home, you end up crossing that space almost completely alone. And somehow it feels like you're seeing it for the first time, or nothing has actually changed. The buildings are still the same, the lights are on, the painted white lines are exactly where they were. But without all the people, the whole place feels completely different. I think it's because most places aren't defined by their buildings, nearly as much as they're defined by the activity inside them. A shopping center at midday feels alive because of all the conversations and the noise and the footsteps and the families and trolleys. That's what gives it its identity. You take all of that away and you end up with something you rarely get to see. The structure remains, but the energy disappears. And then you start noticing things that were probably there all day, are just buried underneath everything else. How far away the entrance actually is, how large the space feels, the distance rush of traffic, the sound of your own footsteps. I remember noticing this years ago after leaving a shopping center later than usual. Just one of those evenings where time gets away from you. Most of the stores had already closed. There were only a few cars left in the car park, and as I walked back to my car, I became aware of something I've never paid attention to before. The place felt enormous. During the day, you don't notice the scale because it's filled with movement, cars pulling in and out, and people walking past. Your attention constantly being pulled somewhere. But once all that activity disappears, the size becomes obvious. You realize how much space you're actually standing in. Most of our lives are spent surrounded by noise and other people. Even when we're alone, there's usually something happening nearby. A television, a conversation, a phone going off somewhere, something. An empty car park takes a lot of that away at once. For a few minutes, there's nothing demanding your attention, no decisions to make, no queue to join, no destination beyond getting back to your car. And because of that, your mind starts picking up on little details you usually ignore. The glow of the lights on the wet pavement, the way distant buildings look when nobody's around. Small things, easy to miss. I think that's why these moments stay with us. They're not important moments. They briefly interrupt the usual rhythm of things. It's a bit like seeing a theatre after the audience had gone home. The stage is still there, the seats are still there, but without people, you suddenly become aware of the space itself, what it actually looks like when it's not you. Most of the time, we're looking at places while they're in use. Late at night, we are seeing them in between. Maybe that's what makes an empty car park feel so unusual. For a few quiet moments, a place that normally lives in the background steps forward. You notice it. It hasn't changed, but everything around it has. And once you feel that, it's hard not to notice it again the next time you're one of the last people left. If you've had a moment like that, or if something simple, something else has made a familiar place feel suddenly new to you, I'd be glad to hear about it in the comments. Either way, thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one.